All right, let's do this. Sup, nerds? Hello. Oh no! Wait, I didn't mean to start the stream by coughing. No, fuck. Whew. Okay. Anyway, hello. Welcome to my insane attempts at trying to make sure content is clear. And yep, all right. Admittedly, Marshy, I was kind of expecting it. I went live and I thought, you know what? Marshy's been live for like 5 hours. Doc isn't streaming today. I'm gonna get unloaded on, aren't I? And you know what? I appreciate it all the more. You are. Hello! Marshy! XP Anime! Zerg! Welcome. Let me give you a shout out. Kenshi's sleeping, so I will do it myself. Welcome, everybody. So yeah, in case you somehow don't know who I am, despite the fact I'm pretty sure all of you do, I'm Cat's with Two and Tail. I am Hero Trainer Catboy, Dancing King Extraordinaire, Master of Fire Crystals, and today your perspective for Raid. Hello, welcome. Love all the love to everyone's favorite Handlebars. Also, yeah, apparently I'm Handlebars. What's up? But yeah, get some rest, Marshy. You sounded tired by the end there. You did a lot of good work today, so rest. I insist. But yeah, so today's adventure, as we are just getting started, is Raid. So if you aren't familiar, because I know I don't talk about this all the time, we're trying to do Ultimate. I found a group to do some of the hardest fights of the game with some good folks who want to do it. That being said, I need to unlock the fight, and unlocking the fight means I have to do another fight, which I'm trying to beat. We attempted, as a 75% of our raid group attempted to get a clear for it last night. It did not go as expected. Ah, yes, level 85 mineral deposits, my favorite raid. I'm waiting. So yeah, right now I could throw up a party finder for myself. I'm kind of waiting for one to show up. Unfortunately, the one that's up right now requires you to have cleared the fight already, which yikes. Small problem with that. What is it, Fluffball? What? Yeah, I hear you. What is it? Yeah, I blocked all of your ways to sneak behind and around my monitors. Yeah, I know you want my broccoli beef. You can't have any of my broccoli beef. It's not yours. It's mine. This is my food. You don't get fed for another couple hours. Goofball. Not even sure you guys could hear her. She was just going off and meowing. Share with Kitty? No, because this is seasoned for people. It's not good for her. It's good for me, but it's not good for her. I have some raw chicken I will be cooking and feeding her later. That will not be seasoned and therefore better for her. So yeah. So the rest of the raid group is going to try and run tomorrow. To see if they can get a clear. However, I have work. Not only do I have work, I have my old work schedule, which is very late night. So I am definitely not going to be able to make whatever time they're raiding. Which means I got to get this done on my own at some point before Tuesday. Because the idea here is that we're going into the actual fight for Ultimate on Tuesday. So I need to get all of my best in slot gear, which means, by the way, I need to clear all 4 of these fights. Oh. Duty. I'm gonna cry. I'm going to cry! They've already got a dancer anyway, but fuck! Also, these two parties could absolutely merge. All right, you know, I'm going to give it like 30 minutes and then I'm throwing up my own PF. And I'm going to say screw it. In the meantime, I'm farming fire crystals because I was starting to run low. And I'm crafting a bunch of stuff to turn around and sell on the market because, as you might have noticed, I need Gil, and I'm not Marshy who walks around everywhere. Also, I had to spend a crap load on material recently, so. Because I needed to get an entire crafted set material out for yesterday. But yeah, so the biggest thing is I need the fight unlocked. In theory, right, I can sink down, worst case scenario, and I want to avoid this, but worst case scenario, I have to go in with this crafted set that's above the eye level of FRU, sink down suboptimally. That's not perfect, but at least we're in the fight at that point. The worst thing I can do is not have the fight unlocked by Tuesday. So yeah. So I really want to get this figured out. If you weren't here yesterday, we only got about halfway through the fight. Phase 1 is harder than phase 2 by far. We had to sub 2 people. The vibe was apparently a lot more casual than the actual raid is going to be. And it ended up being not fantastic for completing the intended objective. It happens. It's all good. Everybody was really fun. Like, you guys couldn't hear the comms, but it was fun. It was cool. It was chill. And while the objective was not completed, and that is troublesome, it is not bothersome for just, you know, hanging out and having a bunch of people be chill. So yeah, the goal is today is to clear M4S and to rapidly study Sandbag and potentially clear any of the other 3 savages. Because in theory, this gets easier the further up the chain I go. The one thing that will be nice is I will be able to get my weapon from this fight. So I'll at least have the best in slot weapon. And the reason, and for those of you who don't understand why I need specific gear that is in theory worse than what I'm wearing, it's because of how item level compression works when going into an ultimate. Right? So in theory, a full set of 740 item level gear is better than the 720/725 gear I'd be getting from these fights, right? So why would I get older gear? The stat compression becomes suboptimal for the stats that I want by using the crafted gear. I'm not getting the most crit and direct hit that I would want, and I would be getting more in other stats instead. So I'm not doing as much damage. And for ultimate, that's kind of a problem when DPS checks are everywhere. Now, granted, thankfully, FRU doesn't seem to be the tightest or the most strict in this. It's more do the mechanics correctly and you'll probably be fine. But, you know, it is still sandbagging, and ultimate is not something you want to kind of take those leniencies for. You'll want to be geared out to the best of your ability. So I will do what I can. However, at the same time, I did not raid last year. I have none of these fights cleared. I can't join any duty completed parties because I have none of these fights cleared. That's the problem that we've been running into. I also don't know any of these fights, and having to learn 4 savage fights in 4 days isn't great. Did I have more time in the past to do this? Yes, but I had other priorities and life is a bitch. So it's a reason. It's not an excuse, which I'm sure I'll get bonked at by raid lead later for. But it is the reality of the situation. So I gotta make the most of it. And at the very least, I'm trying. I will do everything in my power to make sure that at the very least I have the fight unlocked and I'm not holding us up on Tuesday. I really don't want that to be the case. I would be personally extremely embarrassed. And I already get embarrassed very easily. I was embarrassed. I don't think your health bar is big enough. Imagine clearing an ultimate on botanist or a miner. Either one. That'd be fucking insane. That'd be nutty. Ugh. But you're right, the health bar would not be big enough. I'm gonna wait 30 seconds for the giving land, since this has 5. But yeah, we're gonna wait a bit. If we get to like in 15, 20 minutes, if we're not seeing anything, I'm gonna, put up a party finder. Be like, hey, if anybody needs to get this, fuck it, just come on down. We could end up clowning for hours though, but that's fine. Funniest thing happened, to kind of shift gears a little bit so I can get off this topic, because otherwise I'll spin my wheels. I got a phone call before going live. The weirdest fucking phone call. I got one this morning. There was actually 2. The first one was this morning when I got a phone call from a spam likely tagged number. Then they hung up immediately as I answered. I answered these anyway because it can be fun to mess with whatever's happening. The second one actually, it was apparently, supposedly, they claimed to be an insurance company wanting to do some kind of price comparison, be like, hey, maybe we could give you a better rate. I won't say which company they claim to be, but that's what they were calling for. So I'm like, admittedly, I feel bad for the guy that was on the other line because one, I'm immediately on guard. 2, I'm incredibly sarcastic, distrustworthy, and absolutely not going to buy into whatever they're selling. And that 3 is going to result in I am going to be an asshole. Do I regret it? No, but I do feel bad about the guy being on the other end because I'm not trying to be an asshole to the guy. It's more, your company is actively trying to make this phone call to me. I am absolutely going to waste your company's time. Why are you calling me? So they asked me like, yeah, what's your current insurance coverage? And I admittedly went, sorry, that's none of your business. I'm not telling you that. It's not. I didn't feel like telling them. It's like, and he wanted to continue. He started, there was the beep to start recording the conversation. It's like, all right, let me ask this question of you again. I thought he was done with the question, or as I said, really quickly, because I got distracted for half a second and I wanted to clarify what was being said. And I think he caught on that I was messing with him pretty quickly. I just hung up immediately. I'm like, all right, fair. Please don't call me back. I will give you the same treatment of why are you calling me? Don't do that. Don't call me. Don't try to sell me stuff over the phone. I respect that your company has hustle. Actually, no, I don't. Why are you calling me? I will seek you out if I need your service. And I obviously don't. To the guy who was on the other end of the line, though, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I hope that your evening is better than your day on the job. But I have kind of lost my ability to... I've not lost it. I find it much easier to dip into sarcasm and messing with people after taking prank calls for 4 years. I will make it abundant. If you are intentionally calling me on a phone and I do not want to have a serious conversation with you, I will make it indirectly known. In the middle of a full-on lunch rush, I will pick up the phone with some dude who's with some young teen who's on summer break and immediately give them the pros and cons of why you don't want to twerk on top of a Big Mac. I won't slow down either. My boss has seen it. I can hold that full conversation while not slowing down for a damn second. I've been trained by the young masters in the phone martial arts. Well, yeah, so that happened this morning. And just before stream. I need to make it a little bit more silly and a little bit less sarcastic, though, because I don't want to try to be a dick to the person on the line. However, again, I am going to waste the company's time. Respectfully. If I'm seeking you out, obviously I won't, because, right, at that point, you know, I'm asking for your services, and at that point, I'm going to be respectful. However, if you're trying to knock on my door and sell me stuff, my gloves are coming off. I just need to do it in such a way that it potentially can be funny to the person on the other line too. Because it's a joke is better if both parties are laughing. And I failed at that today, but I'm not going to stress over it. I just need to do the joke better and make it more inclusive to the other person on the line next time. Though I don't know what the joke is here. The joke is really, why are you calling me? I think the takeaway here is please don't please, if you are a large company, please do not call me. I will mess with your employees. You are paying them to be stuck on a line with somebody who is never going to buy in your service. Although maybe next time I just audibly put on Baby Shark. I don't know. There's 1,001 ways I could do this. I get the feeling I'm not going to see any more calls for at least another, you know, full year. It's usually how long it takes for me to start getting these random calls again. It usually takes me a full year. Once I've scared them off. And I have scared them off before. I think the funniest one was when I got a call from somebody who was legitimately trying to scam me, and they did not make it subtle enough for me to kind of question it. So they just kind of, I made it short and sweet, but they got absolutely fucked with. The funniest one is when I get those calls at work. I just get to go, sir, this is a Wendy's. They usually don't last very long once they've heard that one. Ooh, that would be good to use at home, too. Maybe that's the one I do next. It's like, we're asking about your caller's extended warranty, or maybe you, like, you know, compare insurance rates. Sir, this is a Wendy's. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna hit him with that next time. That sounds way better than anything I was thinking. Still the same two parties. I am on Ether, by the way. I managed to sneak my way on Ether today to try to get this done. But alas, the parties have not... I have not had good luck getting into a party so far. It is letting me farm a bunch of fire crystals, though. Which I've absolutely needed. I feel like I had another story in the back of my head, but I can't for the life of me now remember what it was. I can't remember what it was. The one thing I'm noticing though, is I am starting to be better about being chatty. I remember like this time last year or so, I was really, that was one of the things that I, in the back of my head, would not shut up about. It's like, I am not doing good about my ability to just be a yapper. I won't latch on to topics. I can't keep something going. I can't really talk. What's going on? Say hey. It feels a lot better now. Part of it is I've kind of let my brain just kind of latch on to stuff. Rather than trying to be hyper focused all the time, I've relaxed myself and just kind of gone, you know what? Fuck it. My brain is not what one might consider average. I latch on to weird things. My brain gets into loops. And you know what? I'm just going to, for the most part, stick with that. I do try not to cycle information endlessly, though. Just repeat the same thing for 20 minutes. It's kind of not good for my brain, nor is it entertaining. So I try not to do that. But just let my brain wander. Because boy howdy, does it do that. Ooh, I'm just going to sit here for 60 seconds, actually. I'm just going to wait. Gonna sit here and do nothing. Wait for my timer to tick down for 60 more seconds. Yeah! It feels good. I've started to try and watch around. The other thing that I don't do enough is just sit and watch streams. My brain is always too jumpy from one thing to the next. So usually when I'm relaxing, I'm bouncing around YouTube. I think now that I'm starting to focus on more market board shenanigans and crafting routes, my brain has enough to jump around to that I can sit and kind of listen to streams. I'll still bounce around though. I have yet to find a single creator that can get me to sit down and just simply listen. Aside from friends who I will leave on in the background and also be bouncing other content. As I was lurking, I lurk in friends' streams just for like 6 hours on end and also bounce around other stuff. My brain is chaotic as fuck. No regrets. I don't know where I had a point. I had somewhere I was going with this and I completely forgot what it was. I now have no idea where I was going with that. Not a single fucking clue. Please tell me there's a third party up. There isn't. Pain. I do it on... Okay, actually, I shouldn't do it on stage. I've learned it on Dancer. I should stick to that. Beh. 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 My brain is trying... Speaking of being unable to grasp onto things, that's like immediately my brain is fizzled. Can't handle this. I can't handle this, man. It's too much pressure. Oh, somebody's flying around. Somebody's on a mission. Life continues onward. That's not what I have in mind. I am not doing a collector's item. I still need to work on my gatherers. I'm in the middle of... I think the last time I was on stream, that wasn't a pure raid only stream. I finished the crafted gear. And actually, for those of you who were around for that and have kind of been following the through line, you may be guessing that I managed to craft all of that dancer gear for myself for last night. The answer is no. I did not actually do that. I still need to get the entire set melded for crafting. I'd ask a friend to craft me the set because I was not getting it done in time and I wasn't going to break my body trying to do it myself. So I did the mature thing. Gasp! I asked for help. They had offered it to me before and I'm like, I'm going to see if I can do this myself. However, if I can't and it becomes obvious I can't, I will come to you for help. And they were like, yeah, sure, I've already got all the extra materials laying around. I can already do this pretty easily. Just let me know. And sure enough, I did have to reach out for help. I had to go, hey, I want to be ready. Please help me. Because I didn't want to obsess over getting it. And it turns out that was the right decision. Getting orange crafted scripts for all the materia, because all of the left side needs a control plus 23. So like a control materia 12 in the first overmeld slot. That shit's expensive to make. Mostly just because it's one materia costs 500 orange scripts, right? So you can only get at most 8 at a time. Realistically, 7. And for that, I need a bunch of Ronek chunks, which requires me to do a bunch of fake grinding because I'm out of bicolor gemstones. Go figure. And I mentioned last night that my hands were acting up. So guess what I really kind of can't do? Farm bicolor gemstones. I'm also broke as shit, so it's not like I could buy them off the market. And yes, I'm trying to hold on to the 16 mil that's on my retainer right now. I don't want to blow through that. That's supposed to go towards restarting the large plot fund. So I'm not dipping into that money. I already had to blow through 250 million that I'd made through other market board shenanigans to get the materia I needed. So, yeah, needless to say, I'm still working on the overmeld process. I am finding if there's a bunch of things that I can sell on the market board that doesn't require a bunch of advanced materials. Simply because high quality sells for a lot. Now, whether it'll actually sell, because one of the things that EVE Online has taught me very well is just because it is available on the market doesn't mean there's a demand for it. And most people that need high-quality materials usually can make them themselves, especially where 14 is concerned. So I doubt a lot of my market product will move very quickly. Usually what moves very quickly is a bunch of the raw ore that people don't want to spend 2 hours gathering. But that also doesn't sell for as much, right? You have to be selling a lot of that. So I'm not expecting to make a bunch of money very quickly. Oh, a lot of the big money has the spiral self-destructing grind. My word. Not really gotten off the ground. We've yet to find a party. Well, the parties are duty complete. I'm probably gonna have to throw up my own. Which is gonna be unfortunate, but I'm gonna have to do it. I don't have markers. Fuck, I don't have markers. I didn't save the markers from yesterday. I'm an idiot. No! I never thought I would hear can't find a party in a 14 stream. Yep. Because I gotta do old content. And I haven't cleared the fight before, so I need a party that's willing to accept people that haven't cleared the content. That has certainly gone down that bad. The worst part is I need this done by Tuesday. So, up shit creek right now, a little bit. Not feeling all that great about that, to be honest. So, yeah, it's not fantastic. I'm gonna swipe the card and hire Mercs. Not that desperate. I would rather take the embarrassment of having to tell my ultimate group, hey, we need to go back into M4S for 30 minutes to get this clear real quick, than pay a bunch of money for mercenaries. Fuck that noise. Respectfully. I would rather deal with the social embarrassment. That or run multiple AS. That's called botting, and that's against terms of service. Doesn't matter if it's a hyper advanced intelligence, it's still considered botting. It is. It absolutely is. Holy shit, it is. No chance. No chance it's not. But yeah, so essentially, like, while I can make a bunch of stuff to sell in the market, the biggest things that really sell are the latest glam from whatever treasure dungeon. The current raid crafted set, materia, and and food and potions. And none of those are fantastic options for me. True, I could post crafter materia by farming scripts. But I would need bicolored gemstones. I guess bicolored gemstone stuff is another way I could do it. But again, I don't want to do that because of my hands. I can't do the crafted food or potions yet. Also, that would require advanced gathering materials. I could do gathering materials, which could make me a fuckload. However, my gatherer set isn't ready to go yet either. So not like any of the great market board opportunities aren't there. And also I'm somewhat competing against, so I have two other things that are bad for me. One, I'm on Crystal, which is not a very highly populated data center. At least anymore, because anybody who is on Crystal is going out for raiding most of the time. It is possible that people can buy things from my homeworld, but it's, not the most common, as the raid scene on Crystal is kind of dead, which is unfortunate. Two, because of that, people are anybody with half a brain cell is checking the market boards on other worlds for the best price, and I'm very intentionally competing with only my local world, not the entire server, let alone the entirety of the NA data centers. So market has become extremely wacky. We've seen as people playing complex games. We gotta decide now if we allow them in the club or not. Almost for certainly not. I mean, the thing is, yeah, we've seen complex IIs play games, but it's essentially just advanced botting. The gaming industry already has its stance on this. If it's single-player games, if it's like Neuro playing a single-player game, then it's funny. If it's a multiplayer game, it's botting. There's a very distinct line there. That's why it's an interesting thought exercise when you train an AI to play Mario Bros, but it's less cool if you train an AI to play League of Legends. So yeah, market shenanigans are weird. I mean, at this point, it's essentially the same as EVE Online, except you can't use as many of the dirty tricks that you can in EVE for market manipulation because the devs in 14 frown upon that very highly. I know people that have tried to do so and gotten slapped on the wrist for it. So I very intentionally am not doing a lot of the shady stuff that, in theory, you could do to make a bunch of gil. Because boy, howdy do I'm not great at playing the market in EVE Online or 14. I know a couple of tricks that could really help me in 14, but those are illegal. You can't do those here. You could grind the casino. What, the gold saucer? Oh, thanks. To be honest, like, the gil thing is more of a, I could. Eventually, I'll be able to craft whatever I need, right? The only reason I need gil is for a large plot. That or for convenience. I don't really need gil for anything else, because eventually I'll just craft everything anyway. Back in the days, gold saucer was endgame for money making. I don't think it is now. There's 1,001 ways to make gil, but I'm not sure what the meta on gil making is these days. I'm just kind of, I'm not, to be honest, I don't even think I care to know. I want to do it my own way, which is kind of doing things with the market board. Because I want to turn around and do the same thing in EVE Online. So it's kind of, 14 is kind of EVE light in this training. People were making, what, 250 million a week in the saucer, some BS like that? Okay, yeah, that's game breaking. I'm not surprised that eventually got patched. All right. This, oh wait, this can't join that because of the duty complete thing. In theory, this could join this. That's weird. All right, well, let me go on to Dancer. Raids. Yup. Objective. Duty completion. You know what? No, I don't even particularly care. To unlock hacker strats. They don't crit. I'm not gonna be able to tell that. I have to rewatch because I think Hector's doing it slightly differently than how we were doing it. I hate this so much. This is gonna suck to throw up, but fuck it. Yeah, that seems about right. All right, well, that's up. I get to cry now. I I am antisocial as fuck. I don't like doing this. I don't like being the one to throw up the party finder. But here we are. When will you get a VR headset and set your own VR face? Will you go towards using a cute girl avatar face, which will lead towards a furry face, which ends up in a potato? What the fuck are you talking about? Okay, one, I have a VR headset. Two, the avatar I'd be using is my own. Tenchi would be the one with the cute girl avatar. This is the cycle of a VR chat player. I could play VR chat at any point. I have felt no need to do so. Even if I had my own model, I would have zero reason to do VR chat. Posting in the raid Discord. You have a quest too? Yeah, I got a quest too. Yeah, basically just taking a second to say in the Discord, hey, there's very good chance I'm not here tomorrow. Therefore, I'm taking the initiative. If anybody needs it, I have the PDF open. We're going to be here for like 2 hours and we're not going to get anybody to just watch. Recently been playing Ruins Magus. Gonna see if Half-Life Alex since is on sale. Nice. I know people have had fun with those. Not super for me, but I know people have had fun with it, which is amazingly cool. My backlog is quite big, so I don't know if getting another game will help. True. Oddly enough, I only have a very small backlog. I'm just unwilling to do it. I have the Hack trilogy that I've been meaning to play on the stream, and I just straight up haven't touched it. Nothing else is really in the backlog other than, I guess, Blue Rescue Team and Rabby Ribby. But, you know, I'm on hiatus from both at the moment. The Blue Rescue Team, we've kind of hit the snag of I need to grind, and that's just annoying. And it's not even the fun kind of grind. Yeah, the Hack You trilogy. Ow! Damn you, Rose. I know that was you. I know that was you! I'll get something off of your throne. Don't make me bury you in kindness. Fucking do it. Okay, let me just make sure I put this up correctly as well. Just really quickly. Duty completion, unlocks and police sector stats will need markers. Yep, I did this correctly. Though my entire PF looks like a cry for help. Now it's more like a quadrilogy because they added an epilogue. Ooh, nice. Ooh, the Catboy is being threatening. Yeah, yeah. I'll buy something off your throne, Rose. Don't make me do it. I'll do it. Don't think I won't. Runs away to make dinner. I have the I know where I know where to find that link. Running away will not save you. If I get enough fire crystals, I could probably turn around and sell a bunch of them. I dare you to buy something. Do not tempt me. I will do it. I'll absolutely fucking do it. I am not scared. I still feel bad about not being able to fully fulfill the route I wanted to get with the birthday stream. I'm still kind of upset about that. So the original plan, as a heads up, because now I might as well just leak the whole thing now, because it's all ruined anyway. I had ordered the UR Tama that was part of the Concord Diva, or not the Concord Diva, the Dissonance Diva set. Since we couldn't get the case, I was just gonna get the card, and then I was gonna get a couple of booster boxes, and then say fuck it. Also ended up getting a bunch of the Final Fantasy cards that I wanted. Just, you know, buy them individually instead of packs, because they're too expensive. And then on top of everything else, the UR Tama gets refunded too, and there are no others on the market. So the only other UR Tama I could get is the one that costs $3,000, and I'm not dropping $3,000 on a damn card. It's ridiculous. Actually, I'll put it this way. If I had the disposable income to do it, I would, but that's not realistically feasible. So I'm not going to. And it did make me upset because, like, that was the big hunt, right? Get ourselves an ultra rare Tama. That was going to be the cool piece. And it's now not realistically feasible. I technically still have unopened packs of Welcome Back Diva Selector that are still sitting behind me, but I'm now scared to open them. So the 2 booster boxes are still on the way. The Final Fantasy cards are still on the way, but Tenchi had the pretty cool idea of doing some of the Clans DLC on stream with her, since we did have fun with that. So that's probably what's in the cards instead, and we'll kind of just make a fun little stream out of us getting our bits blasted apart. But I won't lie, it was disappointing to have all of those. Like, every time I got an email saying I had a message from the seller, I immediately just started shedding a tear because I knew what that meant, right? The sellers, especially for WeCross, do not contact you unless they suddenly just do not have the stock. And every time I would get that message, I immediately would know that they didn't actually have it. The listing was a lie. They checked their inventory. And now I just have to wait for, I have to wait 5 days for a refund and then cry. The fact that it happened 3 times in a row is, I was so disappointed. Now, the first time I was like, okay, you know what? Kind of a fluke. The second time was like, okay, well, this sucks. I can go to a backup plan. The third time hurt. I need to legit run and make dinner. Get dinner. Do it. I could still technically get the LRP of I think both Tamas. Because I don't think I actually looked at that. Of course, Guild Wars expansion. I freaking broke. Stop sending me sales I want to purchase. Nope. Nope. We're gonna end up breaking ya. Breaking the wallet. Breaking the bank. Yeah, there's no LRP for Tama of the normal Tama. There's an LRP for Enduring Darkness though that I could probably grab. And it's from a seller that I know is honest about what it has in stock, so I could still get that. I might. Fine, Castle, send me your feet pics. What the fuck? Absolutely not. My feet are ugly. Why would you want that? So yeah, it's a little rough. We did get Concord Diva. So give me, what the fuck? Oh, it's still Tama. Hang on. Oh gosh. So hang on. What could we get from Concord Diva? Brain is loading. Give me a moment. Rarity, ultra rare. So we could still get Remember or Ow. Fucking Road Rose. So yeah, we could still get Midoriko. We could still get Pure Look. We could still get Remember. We could still get, you know, Nanashi. There's fun URs in Concord Diva that we could absolutely still get. I don't know if the heat, my shitty diet, or the stress, but my brainy hurts. The brain fog's been real. I made the distinct. I was supposed to, like I said yesterday, I wanted to go live at 3. I ended up delaying an hour to make sure I could actually get up, go out, get groceries, food, get myself out of the house for a little bit. Ended up being fantastic for me. Was definitely in a semi-brain fogged state of like bleh before, so. The fuck? Suddenly 2 people. Hello. Oh, they unlocked that one. That's funny. Now there's 3 people trying to unlock it. Guys, we can start merging parties here. By the way, are you going to be trying the Horse Skull game? It's surprisingly good. Probably not. Keeping up with Nikkei and Azure Lane is already more than I can handle. I will probably just not end up playing the Horse Skull game. I understand that there's definitely, you know, like, it's surprisingly good for what it is, from what I understand, but at the same time, I think I'll pass on this one. I've got enough going on without trying to shove another game I'm trying to understand to me juggling 6 scotches at the same time. I could probably do it if I wasn't playing both 14 and trying to raid and also playing EVE Online. I'm a little maxed out when it comes to long running games at the moment. I cannot continue. I am at capacity, and you know what? I'm content at being at capacity. It would have to be something. You would have to release another but actually successful Black Rock Shooter mobile game for me to get invested in something else. Like, you would need to do something crazy. That's how Azure Lane got me back. Just release Black Rock Shooter in your game, and that's it. You've got me. You sold me. My my standards are not high. Just do that. Though then again, you also have to keep me, which Punishing Gray Raven didn't. So yeah, there is that. Ba ba. Ba ba ba. I dropped this link because I didn't like the only story of the game was through events. Man, at least you guys can enjoy the story. I mean, admittedly, it's my own fault, but at least you all can enjoy the story. I can't read it. I have to learn Japanese. Still need to do that, by the way. For context, I started playing Azure Lane before we had English servers. So my account's on the JP servers. Good excuse to learn? You think so? It's been 6 years. I want me to show you my collection of JP games? You don't have to. I have one of my own. I still don't know Japanese. Fair. Okay. As funny as it is, I beat the entirety of the Neptunia series' Four Goddesses Online entirely through the Japanese version. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I didn't know what the fuck anything did, but I still managed to beat the entire game and achieve a high level of mastery in it, despite knowing nothing of what was being said to me. As my brother is visiting Japan, I slapped the list of shit to get, or else I don't bother coming back. Damn. Damn. I think the last Data Live visual novel that released came with the Japanese version had one of its pre-order exclusives deals being like one of the glass crystals of origami. And at the time, being as invested as I was, I couldn't say no. So I managed to get around getting it shipped here, which means I just got this copy of a Japanese visual novel sitting on my shelf that I will not enjoy until I can understand reading the language. And I have not bothered to buy the English version because that was my rule for myself. I don't care if it got translated later. I don't play it until I know the language. I'll do it eventually. Ow. Yeah, that's fair. I don't know if you'll be able to find 2 of the Aria games for PS2. That's also fair. Rose, why are you just throwing things at me one at a time? Okay. Oh, for fuck's sake. Just... timers exist, and also I wanted to throw things at you. Fair. Because merchandising, yeah, fair. Speaking of collector's editions, what can I find? What can I find for Tama on eBay? Fuck it. By the way, how are you going with the RF, Rose? Fell asleep during the last stream. Heat's killing by will to exist. Man, I feel like Heat does that to everybody. Oh my word. Let me give me Sunspot Miko. Limit 5. Oh my god. Yeah, I can see why that's $600. Holy shit. Like a special promo Tama. $600 listing. Damn. Not bad at all. There's some that I might actually consider getting down the line if the listings are still up. Some of these are good. Some of these sellers are also in Japan, so I would need to be careful too. Still cheap because Tama. Fuck off! Tama autographed cross selling for $2,500. Yeah, that's fair. Somebody had a Tama card graded PSA 10 for $630. Fuck that. It's not even a UR. What the fuck? I could do the same damn thing. I have this card. It's not worth it. I finally went to beat Ikagura and got into the dungeon space before having to warp to a bed and sleep because I was taking damage because the arrow was in the game. RIP. Rest in peace. I would like to point out that in my searching, I have yet to find a UR. Literally UR anything. There is literally 0 UR Tamas on eBay. I have no idea what we're talking about. No, I have 0 clue. I will admit this. Ooh, somebody's got a Okay, somebody's got the JP Tama 0 for the Diva set. That's PSA 10. Selling for only $100. That's not bad, actually, given it's a PSA 10. Those usually go for a fuckload more. That might be worth snagging, to be honest. Ow, that's rude. There is some, to be specific, Rune Factory, specific, the recent one, Guardians of Azuma. Okay, interesting. Ow! Why you do this to me? Pain. Why you do this? Okay, well, yeah, actually, I really should kind of check in on eBay more often. There's some fun stuff on here. I would need to check what refund policies there are because of potential, you know, I don't want money to get just sucked out of my account with me getting nothing. I also need to be careful because some of these sellers are in Japan and I don't know how the fuck that's gonna work. That would require research. But yeah, no UR Tamas on eBay, which is unfortunate. I am seeing sleeves though. That's pretty cool. But yeah, rip me and my dreams of getting a UR Tama. Gross. Let me look at, does anybody have the Welcome Back Diva? Booster Box Japan. Okay. So we have the Japanese version of Welcome Back Diva Selector. I mean, to be fair, that would work. I wouldn't mind that. Yeah, I'm seeing a bunch of like the Japanese boxes, not the English boxes. But you know what? Again, that's okay because we're just looking for the card, not necessarily for it to be playable. Located in Japan, located in Japan, located in Japan. It's all in Japan. It's funny as fuck to me. It's not English. Ba, ba, da, ba, ba, ba. The quest for Tama never stops. It does have me looking in strange places, though. Not that I have the most hope with WeCrust being the niche game that it is. But you never know. Maybe something will pop up somewhere. We can always hope. Ooh, somebody got the Urith pillow out of the Welcome Back Diva Selector letter. Dang, very nice. Very nice. Congrats to them. Ba, da, 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 da. Yeah, there's definitely some fun stuff that you can find. Overall, Rune Factory is a great franchise. You can sort of skip the first 2 games. 3 is rarely dead and finally good polish on systems. Felt great. 4, the final revision has an incredible crafting system. Could be fun to check out at some point. I haven't really played any of the games or really looked at any of its systems, but you know, it could be just a fun space to work that stuff. I lost track of what I was talking about. My brain lost its train of thought there. Lost track of my shit. My marbles are gone. Didn't have any marbles to begin with. We're still at 5 people. Anyway, I'll stop browsing eBay. I wish we could remake 1 and 2 and give them special editions like they did for 3 and 4 with like a repolish on systems. That would be really cool. Rose, you're still throwing things in my face while you do this. We're at 3,000 crystals. How high am I gonna get on these? I've strayed really far from where I was originally gathering stuff. All right. Did you read my other comment? Wait, what? So I will say that you might run into the issue of the SL and not wanting to sell it to you if you're outside of Japan. Happened to me in Hubby when I was looking around my figures. I figured that might be partly the case as well. The seller might not want to sell either, so that's always a possibility. I mean, it could be worth always trying, of course, and it would also depend because some of these sellers weren't in Japan either. Let me go back through my history. How many of them were? 1, 2, 3. Japan. I think that one is in Japan, yeah. This one isn't in Japan though. The one that would interest me the most is the one that got PSA graded, and I'm pretty sure that one's actually not listed as Japan. Yeah, it's actually in the US, so I could get that. The one I would want the most, I could get, and it's only $100. You know what? Maybe that's my birth. Maybe that's the birthday comment we get at the end of the day. I don't fucking know. I'm not getting the one that's $600 though. As cool as that would fucking be, that would be super cool. Oh, that would be so cool to get. It's tempting as fuck. You know what? I'm gonna close it. I don't want to be tempted. I'm closing the whole thing down. I'm not getting tempted. Tenchi will fry me on a stove if I were to just suddenly do that. Not happening. I'm not giving in to the impulse. Maybe they will by the time they release 6 or potentially have some news on it. Hopefully. It would be really cool. You just need to be careful. You don't want things remade endlessly. Hi, Neptunia. But yeah, like a refresh with removing a lot of the clunkiness from 1 and 2 could always be good. Be fun. We're just not filling. Okay, well, it ended up registering me as minor in the thing. I should have switched to dancer before I merged the parties together, but it's fine. Ish. I get the feeling this is gonna turn into a fire crystal gathering and yapping stream, which is we're an hour and 12 minutes in, and we are not even seen the fight yet. I'm starting to doubt. What's funny is I've got a friend of mine who's like, yeah, you get on Ether, you'll do it. You'll get it, no problem. Me sitting here for an hour in tears. This is the Party Finder experience I remember. And it's not a pleasant one. It's not. It's the waiting game. That's about what I expected, which is a disappointment. Pain. At this point, I don't care if I don't get a weapon. I just want the clear. At this point, I'm gonna get woke. Tenchi's gonna wake up and ring me and join me on stream before we get into this. And that's still probably another 3 hours away. Of course, now that I've said that, I've spoken her into existence, and she's gonna pop in the next 10 minutes. Mark my words. I remember one day I waited for 3 hours for a party. It was close to the release of a new expansion, so everyone jumped on the wagon and no one was doing old content. Yeah, the second a new expansion is released, forget doing old content. It's just not gonna happen. I simply went to sleep. Yeah. Not a huge shock there. I need to do something real quickly with this. Yeah, it's fine. Portrait is also set. Good. Blah. Bam. I was expecting at least a little bit more. I don't know. Admittedly, this is mostly why I waited to unlock it with the group yesterday, is because finding a party is so hard to do for older content. It's gross. I played 5 and honestly it's hard to go back to 4 and 5 on a PC after playing GOA because the way the system is run is so different and just want to abandon those ones. Oof. When the formula gets tweaked, one will clearly be superior in your brain. Yeah, that's fair. That's pretty fair. Pretty fair. Honestly, kind of fair. Honestly, and you fair. Actually fair. Pretty fair. That's pretty fair. I still haven't played Rune Factory, but it could be interesting to try it out at some point, maybe in the future. Brain is still not used to endlessly yapping. I was hoping for the distraction of Ray to kind of break it up a little bit so I wouldn't run out of gas within an hour and a half. Nope. Quality of life updates, being able to jump finally. Picking things up immediately goes to inventory storage buckets if you have a full inventory. You see, that does sound like some really, really good quality of life. And once you have that, it's hard to go back to games without that quality of life. Because, you know, you're just in pain the whole time. You're missing what you know you could have. Do you need a friend to call with you to be yappy? I mean, I'm always more yappy with a friend in call. But at the same time, I need to learn to be yappy on my own. It's the one thing I've been struggling with. I think part of it is you just need to get out more or just have more wacky experiences. Because I will listen to people just have these stories that they can pull on and all these crazy experiences. And I'm a hermit who likes to do repetitive things and be comfortable. So I don't get as many of those stories. And I know that's a me thing, but I still need to work around it. And it's strange because I don't know what to do. Can't give my opinion on Geo. I haven't played it, but I guess the QL company personally stuff that I don't care to manage around. What I care about is core mechanics. And 4 had a good crafting system. Honestly, fair. That's pretty fair. I think I might stop doing it to get to 4K. I'm gonna sell off 2K fire crystals. I might just start crafting stuff after that. What do we wanna make at that point though? What could we make? What's in my inventory that I could make? Ooh, let me go to Clothcraft real quick. Thunderyard Silk. How much is that going for at home? Check Universalis. How much is Thunderyard Silk going for? High quality. Not that much. Is it actively getting sold though? It seems like it's moving in the market, so maybe it is worthwhile. It is the end crafting material, and being able to get it in high quality would be valuable. So I might try and craft a bit and see where I can get with it. See if I can get some of that to move. Because it's often used in all of this, so it could be worth it. Oh yeah, I think I was gonna make mountain salt. Was I gonna make mountain salt? Is mountain salt valuable? Fuck if I know. Okay, it doesn't feel like it moves all that much. I mean, it could still be worth crafting a little bit of it to put on market to see if people will buy it. High quality, the price is okay. It's not the highest, but it's also not the hardest stuff to make, so... Rarefied tacos requires dark rye flour. Dark rye. This is probably going to be a big one. Dark rye flour. It's only selling at high quality. The price for a full stack isn't bad, but it's also a highly competitive market. Gee, I wonder why. That's almost like it's a highly in-demand item. That's crazy, though. That and rarefied stuffed peppers, I bet you anything. So the Terali... I'm aware I'm walking into a rock. The Terali corn oil. Wow, the Terali corn oil sells for a shitload. What the fuck? Oh, wait. I have that on the market. I looked at the retainer name and went, wait a minute. That's mine. Fuck, I'm already doing this. Beat myself to the punch on that one, didn't I? That's hilarious. Unfortunately, that also means that it hasn't sold yet. So, fuck. Okay, what about the chili sauce? Okay, this one is not bad either. It kind of moves. I mean, still probably worth having up on market, though. The thing is with 14, especially being in Crystal, it's just like things don't move very quickly. It's not like Eve where you can see where things are moving quickly or not. And you also can't pull from as much data. It only lets me pull from a week's worth of data. So I can only track week by week trends, and even then, it's not going to be uber consistent. Because if I change this whole thing, yeah, it's dirt. Holy crap. The chili sauce is dirt cheap on certain worlds, especially on Primal. Compared to the price that it's being sold for on my home world. It's dirt cheap on a lot of other places. Admittedly, it's part of the reason why being where I am is good. Yeah, things don't move as quickly, but when they do move, the margins are way better. The problem is I think I'm missing out because I'm just not... Yeah. I had a bad thought in my brain. It's like, I know how I could get goods to other markets. The problem is, I'm pretty sure that would be frowned upon, what I have in mind. So, not gonna do that. No market manipulation in 14. Stick to EVE Online, where everyone's already doing that, and the margins are stupid tight, and it takes a lot of skill. At least I'm trying, though. I am giving it a good effort. Oh, hey, we got a 6th person. We only need 2 more. Then there's me. I just desynth gear and dump items on the market board or at Doma, depending if I can make a profit. Yeah, basically. Almost at the 4K mark. Oh, yeah. How much are fire crystals going for at home? Okay. It's not... It's not worth it. It's absolutely not fucking worth it. Oh, my God. So, for reference, right? Somebody's got, for 1,000 crystals at current market rate on my homeworld, it is 59,000 gil for 1,000 crystals. Which, yes, that's more than I have now, but it's not. I remember still reading articles about universities with economic majors making students do their own EVE account and do market studies and make some money there. Yep. Yep. EVE Online truly is just an open market with very few restrictions. The only time that they've really meddled with it is to add fees whenever you change the price on something to prevent bots from just running the show. I think that's the only major change they've done in how you interact with the market. And I think they're making another one where they're making the premium account of the currency not be a local market. It's a universe market, but it's not going to change shit because realistically, that's not going to matter all that much. Goes back to K-pop Demon Hunter's album. There you go. Yeah, I know. The thing is, if I could master doing this in EVE Online with the markets, I could make potentially billions without putting in a super ton of effort if I were to master it. But, and that would alleviate a lot of my problems with grinding. But alas, I'm starting to get a basic idea of how to do this kind of thing, but I basically just need to study and practice more, and I'm gonna go ahead and just sit here for 100 seconds and wait. I got a 6 node. I'm gonna just wait a minute and a half. This is just highly unfortunate. We need a healer and another melee DPS. That's all we need. We can do this. You know, I'm gonna take a second as I'm waiting for this, as I'm gonna get my graphs set up as well, so I can remember to do certain mechanics correctly. Okay, well, that's one I need. I don't need the Electro Edge one. I need Witch Hunt. Yeah. So I just need to remember widening is out, narrowing is in for the Witch Hunt mechanic, and then go from there. Okay, well, we have 4,000 fire crystals. I think we're good. need two. Who can get this party started? Okay, we're remaking the PF really quickly. So it can be listed with what's available. Because right now it's kind of a mess of what the fuck do we have or not have. So let's see. What should I make? I think I had an idea of this. I think I'm just gonna go for dark rye flour. Yeah, because I gathered a bit of it earlier. I'm just gonna gather more dark rye real quickly, and then we'll prepare. Blah, Charlian areas. I have quite the distaste for Charlian areas, just aesthetically. PF isn't back up, which is concerning. I'm a little concerned. I'm trying to be patient for this though, because I can't go to botanist until the PF's up. In fact, I can't do much of anything until the PF's up. Really, I get to farm bicolor gemstones, I suppose. I just realized I need to refresh my page because I had a graphic bug because Marshy rated into you, and that was that tab was originally true. Very true. And then the graphical bugs attacked, and your monitor became buggy. Anyway. I'm very confused. At the top of the chat was still the raid from Mercy and you. Oh, geez. Graphical bugs! Yay! So... Reset my brain. I'm caught up in the fact that the PF isn't up, and I'm kind of obsessing over it. I am locked in on the fact it's like, why is the PF not up? It should probably be up. What's going on? And it's telling me that I don't have answers to these questions, but you know what? I can't do anything about it, so I'm going to sit on top of a bunch of boxes and just try not to obsess over it, even though my brain is not going to give me that option. I'm just going to be stuck on this for no good reason. Oh, so that's a fucking frog. The fuck? Fucking frogs! Bleh. You know what? I'm just gonna go flying around. I'm just go flying around, I suppose. Really funny that the Central Circuit was just so closed off for so long. This is essentially the Yulmore of Endwalker. Yeah, there was a no-fly zone at some point. Or was that also height dependent? No, I can be here. Game's letting me do it. All right, I'm gonna stand here menacingly. I'm gonna just be in the middle of the Central Circuit and just not give a fuck. Why not? I can do it. Why shouldn't I? Oh yeah, so Anime Expo is apparently next week. My prediction is there's gonna be some kind of drama involving Artist Alley. Through no fault of the artists themselves. That's my prediction. Until Ultima Mark II appears. Such devastation! This was absolutely my intention. My prediction is more VTuber drama happens. Well, I mean, we don't even need Anime Expo for that. But you know what? Fair. We're gonna get some kind of VTuber drama. A party's gonna go sideways, and most obviously, there's gonna be drama with Artist Alley. That's gonna be like my big 3 predictions. I hope none of this happens, and everything goes smoothly for once in our lives. Unfortunately, however, this is humanity we're talking about. And therefore, I mean, big VTuber news is that 2 talents leaving VShojo. True, yeah. Yeah, but it doesn't feel like it's any kind of drama related. VShojo's departures we're going our separate ways. We have different visions, and contracts are expiring at that point anyway. So, like, it's news, but it's not exactly drama. Hopefully too much. The phrase will be found wasted in a corner with it. Oh my word. I don't think it'll be that bad. Oh, hey, speak of the Tenchi. Yeah, because it's Giga and Zentra. Yeah. Yeah, it's just contract renegotiations. It is interesting that VShojo couldn't or wouldn't offer anything big enough or important enough to keep them. That or the visions just didn't align. Either way, I don't think we'll ever really know the specifics because everybody's leaving on good terms. Which, to be fair, if you're gonna have this kind of parting of ways, right? It feels like VShojo's graduations aren't as drama-filled or eyebrow-raising as even Hololives are. Hololives, you're raising like 5 eyebrows at and asking what the fuck is happening. Niji Sanji is on fire. And then, you know, VShojo, where it's like, it feels like a standard, yeah, we're just going our separate ways. And then everybody's mature enough to just, if there's beef, we don't know about it. We don't really get to know about it. And you know what? That's how it should be. When is Niji not on fire? That's a great question. Their natural state of being is just on fire these days. It's the snowball that doesn't stop rolling. That's amazing to me. I think my nature of how VTuber work, there's a point where talents have too many responsibilities in a company compared to the bonuses they receive. That's possible too, yeah. I can believe that. On the internet, you can't actually grow too much. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That is very true. This is very true. But it also depends on how you run with that, right? Because you can grow too much, but do you grow proportionally to how big you are? in a sense, like, game theory grew to having a team. Yes, Pat was the face of it all, but there was an entire massive team behind him at that point, and they could match the size of the audience and the expectations they were handling. So I think it all just kind of depends. Everything's got to be relative and in balance, and you either can strike the balance or you can't, and you'll either scale yourself back or you'll grow a team and move forward and keep going bigger. I think it all depends. Meaning there will be a point where you can leave a company and retain your entire follower base, meaning you can keep the benefits, but you can detach the chains. Yeah, that's also very true. If the company's not willing to throw more support behind you to help support that growth or do more to help push that, then it can be more worth it to be independent. It all depends on the specific needs, desires, and directions of each talent. Katsuo Tenchi! There she is, getting the bean. Ow! I've been beaned. I've been thoroughly beaned! I can't believe this. They just end up pushing keys. No, shut the fuck up, co-pilot. Dude. Fuck you, Rose! So yeah. But still, I'm like, kitty. Okay, I think Tenchi's gonna drag me into her lap at this point. I don't know. She's got that air about her with this introduction where she's like, I want hugs, I want cuddles, and I want them now. So M4S going, what's M4S? I haven't seen a fight in an hour and 42 minutes. I have not seen an instance of a fight in an hour and a half. I cannot get a party to fill. I'm on Aether. Oh my god, and the party's... Party's gonna disband. The lead is asleep. Oh. I'm gonna lose it. I could have tried horse scrolling game in the meantime. I have been doing a lot of things in the meantime. Oh my god, this other one already has a dancer too. I'm gonna fucking McLose it. And there is... I told you, just swipe the card. No, what's gonna likely happen is I'm gonna have to ping the raid team like, hey, can we do something on Monday? Because I'm not gonna have another option. There's no chance I get this filled over the weekend, I think. Can't you use it here? No. You can in certain trials. For raids, not in Savage. There are no NPCs for this. I don't have a melee. I already have a black mage and a dancer. I'm just fucked. I don't want to sage it. I don't know the fight on sage. I don't want to try to heal this. I will just flub it. Let me ask Zane if he has anyone that'd be up for helping you. That is an idea too, actually. Just poke Zane. It's like, hey, Zane. How the fuck Firefly got behind my monitor? Fuck yeah. Yeah, I might have to poke Zane and be like, hey, do you have seven schmucks that could help me get this clear really quickly? I'm a little desperate. By the way, I got Urianchi to die accidentally in an NPC run of a dungeon. Nice. That's really hard to do. That is unironically hard to do. Congrats. I am legitimately impressed. Man, drop like a fucking rock. Healers are squishy. It's amazing how squishy they are. Katana Revel, nice. Second light warden, I think. Nice. There are no earthly currents beyond this point. You cannot fly further. Okay. I love that it just locks you out of flying. He didn't die in the light warden. Darn, disappointing. I was gonna say I could have popped sub back up, but I don't have the last expansion. I would have had a chance. Yeah, that's fair. Died on the first mid boss. Get fucked. By the way, is that a spaceship? I refuse to answer the question. I'm just here for the music. NPCs pop the Phoenix down on him. Lamau. Fucking amazing. I want to see. I want to see. Okay, fine. I'll turn the fuck around. You all get to see this with no context. Cool design. It's pretty sleek. Star Wars music plays. There you go. Wait. Someone wants to leave this a party finder with one spot up. Please tell me they don't have a dancer. They need a fizz ray. No, they have a dancer! We were this close. Oh, it's duty complete anyway. Fuck. Yeah, no, this party doesn't help me. Fuck. I can't do anything with that. Seems like the 14 team is learning something. I mean, they had the cool design, but yeah, actually, there's no butt here. I just I don't have a butt for this. Guess I'll just for now. I'm just gonna go back to solution 9, I guess. The problem here right now for us is that the party finder isn't up. So we aren't recruiting. We can't pass or take the lead away. Another tank is just gone. All right, you know what? Fuck it. I'm remaking it. I'm just remaking it. I'm just remaking the PF. I'm starting from scratch. Fuck it. Starting from scratch is arguably better than singing in a party that's just not on Party Finder. Just go again. A bit sad, but it is what it is. Now we got 3 parties up. One of them's mine. Yay. Man, when I came up with this, when I said I was gonna do this yesterday, I did not think my ability to get a party would be this horrifically bad. I am just... Oh boy. Feels like the usual. I mean, it's only if dead game is a term gets thrown around a lot, right? It depends. I feel like if there's enough people that it feels like there's enough folks to do stuff with, and then it can. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, well, at this point, actually, I can go back to doing stuff on crafters now, huh? I can go back to doing stuff on crafters. Oh, I can see why Dark Red Flower is not that expensive. I have been asked to give Elite Dangerous a try. Could be fun to try, give a go. Yeah, Dark Red Flower doesn't sell for that much, but it could still be useful. I started playing because free on Epic. Ah, nice. Very nice. Eventually purchased it on Steam for commodity. Fair. Yeah. Try things for free on Epic, then purchase it on Steam later. Oh, hey, I'm gonna get one of my wrist bracelets. My right wrist is being a bit of a butt. Okay. Go ahead and get this on. Stabilize my right wrist for a minute, at least until I can get into a party. Crying out loud. All right, so, well, I think this is gonna be awkward. All right, I'm free. I am no longer a bean. There's no story strictly. There's an over a pump. You can ignore it, kind of like Eve. Fair. I was thinking, oh, fuck off. Well, not on my watch. You're all gonna start collaborating together to keep me bean for the rest of the stream now, aren't you? Gosh darn it! I thought I was free. No. So, okay, one of the things that I've noticed is I either need a taller chair or I need that damn basement finished! My desk is slightly too tall for my chair. My wrists aren't at a comfortable, my arms are at a comfortable position for sitting on my desk. So I constantly think it's like, man, I'm slightly uncomfortable sitting at my chair. Oh yeah, I need use my other fucking desk, and I can't use it until the office is done. Ah! When I move in, I will constantly tap the bean button to keep USB. You're just gonna sneak up behind me and push the bean button? Why would you do that? No. Okay, you're allowed to do it if you give me a hug, though. If you give me a hug from behind, you're allowed to do it. His bouncy kitty. I know I go bounce. Oh, boy. Just write a macro and make it work in the background. You attach it to a button on the wall. She doesn't even need to actually come up to the stream deck. She just slightly opens the door, pushes a button on the wall. I become Bean. Or she just wires it up from the bedroom. Make me Bean whenever she wants. If we got a long enough extension cable, get her a stream deck from her desk. We get part of the Windows startup process. Oh my lord. I can't. She's gonna build server and call it Bean Boy. Oh no. She's gonna sneak in, rename the Wi-Fi Bean Boy Wi-Fi behind our backs. Gonna be the GPU render PC, the Bean Boy. Oh no. Not like this. I need to gather a bunch of tomatoes. So you know what? Let's go gather a bunch of tomatoes. No, we got our 2 DPS back. And a GPU bias to be identified as Beats graphics 10,000. Oh my god. I can't escape. Yeah, let me just gather some sauce really quickly. That's how that works, right? Whoa! I have your tomatoes, right? Tenchi, you do have your tomatoes right there, don't you? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You certainly do. You certainly do. So anyway, Tenchi, I bothered looking up WeCross on eBay, and I found some really fun stuff. Anyway, that's as far as I'm going with that. Oh my word. Tomatoes. Somehow I get the feeling more Mew. No Mew. I was looking for Tama specifically. I found some cool Tama stuff. No, you are Tamas though. I did find a Tama card that was very rare for the English version, like exceedingly rare, going for $600. I immediately closed the tab because I did not want to think about it. My phone wants to correct Mew to MTU. You can take Tenchi away from Eve, but you can't take Eve away from Tenchi. Tenchi's phone is trying to remember those fun times with mobile tractor units. Well, that's where MCU comes from. I thought it was an extra return for a second. Fair, honestly. And understandably, the other tank went for the other party. I respect that. Ace Online Air Rivals. I think I've heard of it, but I don't know anything about it. I'm going to put away the walnut logs from this tractor, and I'm going to put tomatoes back in here. We need a bunch of tomatoes. Need all the tomatoes. Unlimited tomato works. Okay, I got a shower and whatnot. I'm going to refrain from any possible jokes and say, have fun! Not this again! Not this again! No! I'm not going to get baited this time. You're not baiting me this time, Azure. It's not happening. Stinky Fox needs a cleaning. That's bait. That's bait. That's bait. That's bait. I'm not taking the bait. Bait. What bait? If you think of some stuff that's on you, that's why I'm not taking the bait. Not doing it. I refuse. This is a wholesome stream. A wholesome, family-friendly stream for all ages. Actually, it's only a bit because I'm thinking of leveling Fisher. That's why. I'm gonna go fishing. Fishing for tenchies! Eh. I'm going fox fishing. Okay, I go now. Okay. Ooh. There we go. Give me the tomatoes. You're a fluffy cow hunted by a horny fox. Safe work jumped out the window the moment you turned on the stream. Hey, we had wonderful safe for work discussions for... Watch. 2 hours. We were perfectly say-so for what is going to be 2/3 of our runtime. Perfectly say-so stream. Almost 2 hours. It's 2 hours according to my clock. Yeah, 5 minutes of that was the just starting screen, but don't worry about that. Still technically live. Still counts. You can't tell me otherwise. You hope so? I know so. I have every confidence that it was say so. Right up until, you know, it wasn't. Brilliant blind confidence. You know what? If you don't have blind optimism, what do you have? Sadness and regret. And you know what? I don't want sadness and regret. We're just gonna have a perfectly chill, normal time. Fine. It's fine. Man, I really is just not... I am trying so hard to actually get this clear, and I can't even... we haven't even heard the theme. We haven't even seen the fight. We haven't even gotten a sandbag. I am so upset by this. I am the only party up now. My fucking word. The other party filled. Kind of shame you can't use NPCs on everything. It's probably for the best that you can't. I feel like it would ruin the experience if you could just use NPCs and clear any fight. I feel like that would kind of defeat the purpose. Like for story content, I can somewhat understand, but not for Savage. Not for Savage. Kind of removes the point of the difficulty. For normal mode, maybe, but... Because I have to think about this for a minute, right? If you were to add the ability to run Savage with 7 NPCs, the AI would have to be advanced enough to deal with random and varied mechanics. And it would essentially become a puzzle-solving game for one. Yeah, You remove so much of the difficulty with that. And you could certainly never have ultimate with NPCs. That you would not get the same level of fight design. They would have to make so many compensations for that. The yappers of yappening. The power of tomato compel. Okay, I just read the vid title. Nintendo kills Mario Kart World with latest update. That, you know, that's hyperbolic though. You know that's hyperbolic. They would have to screw up so royally for that to actually be true and not just blown out of proportion for clickbait. That's one of the things that I'm starting to be careful of as I'm like scrolling around on YouTube. It's like, if you can't really trust a title by itself, because 9 times out of 10 it's going to be problems I've read on multiple videos. It depends on what they're doing though. Sorry, I got distracted. I got a private message about the party itself. We're starting to fill. I think it helps that we're the only party up now. So we might actually get a little bit more reception now that we're the only potential option. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, it's one of those things where it's like a lot of what have they done to World already? Because I don't have a Switch 2. I didn't buy into it, so I have not kept up with Mario Kart World basically at all. I've heard 3.5 things about the Switch 2 itself, but not necessarily about Mario Kart. Nope, well, goodbye, Scholar. No, goodbye. Oh. I was so happy for 5 seconds! We had healers! We had 5 people! We had more than half a party! No! We were 3/5 of the way there! 5/8 of the way there. You know what I mean? We were close. No. The second closest we've been all day. Fuck. Back down to 3 DPS. Unfortunate. Well, we'll just keep on trucking. We'll keep on trying. We're still the only party up. Okay, what is supposedly happening with Mario Kart World? I say supposedly because I have not been able to confirm any of it personally, so I'm taking everything with a grain of salt here. That being said, go ahead and spill the tea. I have gone through my entire bag of talking points in the last 2 hours, and I've even dug past the bag at this point. I am now scraping into the basement, the unfinished basement, for things to talk about now. My desperation is apparent. The game is open world, but for the versus game, you can choose either on dedicated tracks. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, most of the courses you can get online aren't circuit courses unless you hit all random. I believe is how they did it. When they update the versus online mode, they disabled tracks. So that's why. Okay, yeah. They only get connectors now. What is the point in doing that? That's such a weird change. I want to know what. Okay, well, the thing that gets me right is that what is the decision making process? What is the purpose behind a change like that? You don't like the straight line? I don't give a fuck about the straight line or not. But why would you not give people the ability to choose or like vote for that choice for a traditional track? I'm so confused. Like, it's Nintendo. Yeah, I mean, fair, but still, I want to be the fly on the wall, and I want to understand why they did it. Because to me, it doesn't make sense. It's not the business choice. Usually, though, when you're stripping choice away from a player, though, it's for a reason, right? You don't just arbitrarily take away a choice for a player. Or maybe you do, and that just doesn't make any sense. But like at the same time, what is the purpose? Usually, if you're taking away that kind of decision, it's to achieve a specific result. What I can't wrap my head around is why they're removing the choice. And I'm seeing what you're saying, Azure, but that still doesn't answer the question. Because admittedly, that's the reaction of like, oh my god, yeah, Nintendo doesn't want us to have a choice. But it's like, what desired outcome are they actually going for? What are they wanting? And it could very well be that they want to curtail the world tour experience by forcing you into these multi-track online races. And if that would be the reason, then okay, then I guess that's the reason. But we just don't know. Even doing that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, because that feels like it's a marketing move to people who have already purchased the game, and that doesn't make sense. At least in my head. Maybe they know something I don't. It's just I can't wrap my head around it, which is bizarre. Normally when a company does something dumb, I can at least try to see what they're going for. In this case, I don't know. I guess they realize that people only playing tracks as connectors and the whole open world isn't people's cup of tea. Well, yeah, because people are going to play what they want to play, and that's fair. Right? If you let people play what they want to play within your game, they're wanting to come back more. So if people like the circular tracks, then they'll come back more to play the circular tracks. But I don't know. I don't know. I can't wrap my head around it. I don't see the reason why you would want to force that. But you know what? I don't play the game. I don't have any kind of stake in this at all. I'm just going to watch from afar and be like, all right, well, to anybody who misses this, I wish you all luck. again, about this of choice. They're gonna make new stuff even if they get stuck into it. I mean, if that's Nintendo wants to, it's like Disney in a sense, where they want you to have a very specific experience that they know and or they believe in, for you to have a positive, interaction with their content. So they're taking what is essentially the Disney approach of, we're going to create this atmosphere this bubble that we want you to be in, so you have a good time. And to be fair, that is a practice that has worked for many companies in the past, because if you're curtailing a specific experience and you have a mostly positive feedback to that experience, then it sells, right? It makes sense. The problem is you're doing it in a medium that specifically allows for people to break it, right? A theme park is a lot harder to break that specific experience without breaking the rules or being a nuisance. A game, you can do that without being a nuisance to other people. And therefore, people will break things naturally as they explore and experience and try to make wacky stuff happen. For games especially, this is normal. So it's a lot harder to create that curtailed experience. And more often than not, the best way to allow it is to allow the players to craft their own preferred experience within the limitation. Like any game that allows for mods, you're giving them a base experience that they may or may not enjoy. And then they can enhance and change that experience to their preferences. Bam! Mostly the current Nintendo, or I see the current Apple in it. Yeah, fair. I can see that comparison. I think the funny thing is that I don't think it's gonna stop people. People are still gonna find ways to break in things and have fun in Mario Kart World. I don't see the community slowing down on that anytime soon. People are finding skips. People are finding shortcuts, right? A kart racing game, or a racing game in general, is naturally going to be inclined to speedrunning and finding breaks and glitches and anything they can get their hands on to make the track faster or to show skill expression. This is a natural progression. It is going to happen no matter what. And it's the only question is, how many resources are Nintendo willing to put in to continue to patch these kind of things out? Because that's not, the number on that isn't infinite. And the player's tenacity to find breaks, skips, and glitches is infinite. So, I don't know. It feels like they're fighting an uphill battle with this kind of thing. Like, it's the path that they wish to choose. I understand what they're going for. I feel like it is a losing battle. But they are making a shitload of money in the process, so is it really a losing battle for them? That's the other thing. As long, Switch 2, fastest selling console of all time, right? And in fact, that maybe they do have subpar hardware, right? Maybe the Switch 2 isn't everything it's cracked up to be. Maybe, things are a bit more fragile and less sturdy than we had originally thought. And you know what? At the end of the day, doesn't matter. So many people are already invested. Regretfully, it is what it is. Hey, the important thing for me is, like, are people having fun with it, right? If they're willing to pay the price point and are having fun with it, then you know what? Hey, more power to all the people who are having fun. They're getting their money's worth out of it. They're having a good time. I'm not gonna pour shade on that. That's not for me. I pushed past a couple of my lines. I didn't get it. Other people did. They're having fun. Perfect. I'm coming across as slightly sarcastic here, but actually, like, they're all having fun, and that's a good thing. Heck, it's been testing the screen of Switch 2 as way worse latency than 60 hertz monitors. Yeah, the more we're hearing about the Switch 2 screen, the more we're realizing it's not fantastic. Color calibration issues everywhere. Yeah. The more people are fiddling around with the screen of the Switch 2, the more they're finding that there's like quite a number of flaws in it. I expect the problems with Switch 2 on least, but to this level, I think it depends on how technically savvy you are. I feel like to the normal person, the screen issue isn't going to be as big of a thing. Right? I mean, if you're technically savvy and you're looking at the specs that were promised versus what you've got, yeah, you're probably disappointed. But if you're a casual person, you're probably... Like, I would not notice these things. Without you or Tenshi pointing these out, I would not see this. This is not something I would know about. So even hearing it, it's kind of like it doesn't hit as hard. Because I would not notice it in my day-to-day. Even knowing about this information. Unless it became blatantly impactful to my gameplay. Directly. And that's the thing where it's like, it's okay to have these flaws as long as it's not overly impacting user experience. Is it ideal? No. Is it living up to your promises? Not so much. But how much is it impacting end user experience? That's the big question. And it doesn't seem to be causing enough of an uproar where people are overly upset with it at a, like, casual person on the street level. So, I have to admit that it's like, it's unfortunate, but not backbreaking. Now, if we were seeing every game with, like, Sonic 06 load times, I feel like that would be causing some problems. People would be crying out about that, especially in 2025. You have to wait 10 minutes for a loading screen. Everyone has to sit 20 minutes in a Mario Kart World lobby to start a race. Or you have to sit 2.5 hours in a party finder to fight Wicked Thunder. Fuck this guy! Ah! So yeah. Oh, I have way more tomatoes than I need at this point. Whoops, I only needed 500 tomatoes. I have almost 600. You know what? Actually, you know what? If I keep farming a little bit more, I could just sell the tomatoes themselves on the market too. Fuck it. I might as well do it. I might as well get a stack of 99 up on the market. Somebody will appreciate it. Somebody will appreciate it. What's interesting to me, mostly about the Switch 2 thing, is the upgrades to Switch 1 games coming at like a $20 price tag. That's the thing that kind of gets me a little bit. Because that's the thing I would almost expect to be included as part of the Switch 2 as a service. Right? Depending on what level of work has gone into it. Like, my expectation would be this is probably a service that they would provide to get people to play it because you are offering a better console. You can play all your old games at better quality. This should be a selling point of the console itself and part of the justification for its bigger price tag. The fact that we're having to pay to upgrade the games too is an interesting piece to me. Problem I see with performance fixes for Switch 2 offers the Switch 1 is something that the Switch 1 was capable of doing already. And that just makes it kind of yikes. I think this whole thing with the Switch 2 is going to be it's an interesting study. There's still so much brand trust on a casual level with Nintendo that they've been able to do all of this, and it's not been batting an eye. I remember when the fear was GTA 6 for $100. I think it's gonna go for $120 now, potentially. I could see a world where that gets justified. I had a later creative problem saying a $300 system was super cap spec. Just say the solution for $450 with another cap system. The whole thing and a half. Do I have at this point, I'm close enough. I might as well go for 700 tomatoes. I can't stop collecting tomatoes for some fucking reason. Why can't I stop collecting tomatoes? You could literally fill a pool full of ketchup with all the tomatoes that I've got right now. You could fill a pool of ketchup with how many tomatoes that I have in my hands right now? Fuck's sake. Thank goodness there's no expiration date mechanic. Otherwise, I'd be fucked. Could you imagine? Oh my word. That would be such a pain in the behind. It would be something and a half. That is for sure. Oh my word. All right. Wow. Big frick. I'm falling asleep. I'm falling asleep. This is so painful right now. We're sitting at a party half full. What the fuck? I'm gonna feel so bad. I'm gonna keep this open for another half hour. I'm gonna have to ping the raid group. It's like, hey, I'm gonna need help on Monday. I can't fill for shit. So I'm in so much pain. Mental anguish right now, really. This is 3 hours I could have been doing literally anything else with. Anything else for. This is part of the reason why I'm a bigger fan of as part of an ultimate group, like spending the first day getting the unlock for everybody. Maybe not 2 days, but 2 days if you have to. I would say it's preferable to spend 2 days getting the clear for everybody than have people waste their time and like waste 4 hours in Party Finder and not even see the fight once. This is so painful. You know what? Actually, I would be a big fan of them removing the unlock requirements after the tier is over, to be honest, for Ultimate. Because quite frankly, the step sucks. This hurts really badly. What's weird is we are now pushing like 9:30 East Coast. We're in square Pacific time zone now. We've had enough time for East Coast and West Coast to potentially get in on those. And it is just not happening. That is wild. This is the most populous NA data set. Fuck! I passed 700 on my tomatoes. That's it. I'm not gathering any more tomatoes. We're done with tomatoes. Fuck's sake. We are done with tomatoes. I'm going back to Solution 9 And I am making some sauce. Enough of this. No more tomatoes, damn it. No more. We're done with tomatoes. Oh, right. This is the new gear, so I need to test the recipe really quickly. Crafting method. This is a level 91 recipe. 91 component. So let me go ahead and do a trial before I actually do this, because otherwise I'll be inside. Should be fine. You missed 2 tomatoes. Tenchi! I'm not going back for the tomatoes! I have 700 tomatoes! I is way more than I need. I'm not going back. Not happening. My craftsmanship is less, so I shouldn't have an issue with this. This should work. Gonna tomato pool. Pause it. It's just gonna fish you out and lick you clean all over. What? That's oddly specific! That is so weirdly, that is so weirdly specific. That is so weirdly specific. Not falling into a pool of ketchup. I'm not doing. Okay, I'm clumsy as fuck, but I'm clumsy with my hands. I'm not clumsy with my balance. Yes, I crash into things a lot. I don't fall into things. Big difference between the two, apparently. You wouldn't think there would be, but that's weirdly the specifics to level forgotten. Oh my god. Ooh, that's bad. Ooh, that's bad. Delete that. Delete that. Okay, nope. The macro does not change. Got it. The macro does not change. It is the same macro. That is unfortunate. Alright. First crafted chili sauce was a bust. We're gonna try that again. Did I try to make a Telegram account for the first time? Did not manage to make one. Very big rip. I am losing tracking, by the way, on this webcam. I think the next thing I'm gonna save up for, I'm gonna start. Okay, I need to do 2 things. I think this needs to be the okay. Okay, wait. I have a list of things I need to finish. I have a list of things that I need to do this week, right? Biggest is I need to get the 3rd hole dug. My brain's pausing. Give me a moment. I need to clean up the living room area because I think I mentioned this before, but I was clearing out a storage room because we need to do something with construction. So I just have boxes everywhere. So I'm trying to organize it and getting tucked into corners so it's not so ridiculously messy in here. Clearing my brain out for that little piece of mind. Right? Hole dug, peace of mind. Some other general cleanup needs to happen. And then I'm sitting down and I'm finishing my 2.0 turnaround. For fuck's sake. I'm going to try and get that process started again. Get that going. For crying out loud. Because, yeah, and then, once that's done, I am saving up for a damn fucking something to have better tracking. Because right now, I lose tracking so much if I just start moving around rapidly. Like, if I'll just go whip myself around like this, I lose tracking for a few frames. It's nutty. Even if I try to smooth it out a little bit with my movements, it's so jittery. Can you use the Quest 2 cameras instead of the webcam? Why would I use the Quest 2 cameras? That's a headset! I'm not wearing a VR headset on my face. Past the recently Quest link app. That sounds Like a lot? I'm so confused. Oh, you set up the thing like a webcam? That sounds ridiculously convoluted. You don't wear it? Good, because I'm not going to try to play Final Fantasy with a VR camera on my head. It sounds convoluted. I mean, okay, the other thing is I'm not sure if it's even the camera or if it's because my model is so restrictive in its movement. This is a very old model by VTuber standards. Like, I'm talking very old. Very old. So, I'm not sure if it's the model or if it's the webcam. Which is why I kind of want to start with the model, plug it in with this setup first, and if I'm still having those problems, then I look at cameras. Because, yeah, I'm very restrictive in how I can move in this model. I don't really have, like, up-down nodding. I don't even have nodding. Like, when I nod, I do this. It's not exactly what one would call ideal. Also, my eyes don't really track properly. Right now, it thinks I'm looking at the, like, to my right. I'm not! Or maybe it's inverted. Is it inverted? Why the fuck is it inverted? I'm losing my shit! Losing my shit, I tell you. I'm losing it. Fucking losing it. Entirely! Officially just gone crazy. Did the samurai disconnect? If this party disbands, I'm done. That's it. I'm calling it early. We need a psychiatrist here. Katsuo is losing it. Medic! He's gone VTuber crazy! Before you know it, I start turning into a yandere. Tenchi, get over here. I'm locking you in the fox den. Like she needs any help from me on that. I think her first instinct would be to yoink me in there with her. Who's the true yandere here? Okay, no, okay, Samurai's back. Samurai's back. We're not starting over. That's a plus. I have had time to gather 3,500 fire crystals, 700 tomatoes, and I'm going to be able to craft over 100 chili sauce. And the time I could have been progging M4S. This is, I'm losing my mind over here. Oh, I did this wrong. Oh no. Well, fuck. How am I gonna do this? Okay, I'm gonna go Immaculate Mend. Manipulation. Waste Not 2. Innovation. I'm gonna have to try and recover this. I hit the wrong macro. Halfway there. Okay, I'm gonna try for Great Strides, Your Guts. Okay, it's close. And then I'm gonna end with a groundwork, and that should do it. Improvised, but functional. Saved it. Who needs a stinky macro? Who needs a stinky macro? I do. I don't want to be lazy. I do. I want to be lazy with this. I don't want to have to manually do that every time. I just gotta remember to hit F5, not F6. And be smart about it and not a dumbass. The other thing I would look for, so this model is fantastic, don't get me wrong. It is old, it is historic. In a way, it's iconic for me, right? I'm almost sad that I'm losing. Why did I hear you on my phone across the house? Tenchi, respectfully, I am losing my mind. I am losing my mind over here. So yeah, true. I willingly became a VTuber at the start of the VTuber boom. I did not have a brain. I think it's, you know, it's funny. It's weird to think about this, right? With all the graduations and people moving on for VTubing, it's weird to think about that I am technically from one of the oldest, quote unquote, generations of VTubing. Not like OG, but really all, and we're done. All right, that's it. All right, I give up. I fucking give up. I give up! Alright, let me just let them know on the... Watching Castle and old sticky I'm watching 12-year-old AMVs. Who's old now? 2010 were peak AMV. The 2010s had a lot going for it. Cat's an old stinky kitty. Why is it always stinky? Why is it always stinky? Why is the stinky cat boy? Where did this come from? I know I leaned into it for so long, but everyone has always called me a stinky cat boy. Where did this come from? It's universal. Why? When did this be a thing? I don't know. You know what? Fair. Anyone remember those anime graphy AMVs? Monkey see, monkey do. Fair, I guess. Oh man, I need to make sure that the next model I have can follow my expressions. Just my sheer disappointment, my sheer insanity. I feel like a 3D model that could track my hands would be fantastic with how motion gestury I am. I feel like it would be perfect. Just use Bean Boy. Bean Boy can track my head movements up and down a lot better, yeah. But Bean Boy's a treat for you guys to redeem. It's not the default. Hand tracking barely works. Fair, but at the same time, it would be funny as fuck. I know it doesn't work on Italian hand movements. I know we gotta upgrade time to 3D. I need to get back into Blender too. Fuck's sake. There's a lot of things I gotta do. Well, this has become a chili sauce crafting stream, I guess. Maybe we get lucky and somebody else forms a party that fills quickly, but I'm not holding out hope. This is just not happening today. Man. By the way, I guess it's 3:40 in the air. Go the fuck to sleep! And make another intro screen and stop using Blender for another... Oh. Stop calling me out! No! Shut up! If I wasn't gonna go clean a bathtub after stream, I would open up Blender. That and dig a hole. I should have been in bed 20 hours ago. Fair. Yeah, but now you've got to get hugs and cuddles from me, and I'm not letting you escape. So, you know. Now you're stuck with me. Just stream Blender and stop losing your mind or whatever's left of it. I've only got 20 minutes left. I'm gonna rant and make chili sauce at this point. Well, sorry, guys. I really thought we were gonna get into the fight today. I honestly did. I thought it was gonna be a little difficult, but I thought we would actually get into the fight. And we watched that Blender 2.0 fundamentals playlist for the 48th time. At the very least, I've got the fundamentals of Blender down though. For the 48th. Wonder what's got my wrist all acting up weird. Da bum 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 bum. I'm reminded that I need to heckin' have the notebook out with things to talk about written down in front of me, because then we reach the point in the day where it's like, grab thing to talk about, because I don't naturally bridge from conversation to conversation that well. I will stick on a topic until my brain is exhausted or naturally finds a bridge to the next. That's what every person that thinks. I got the fundamentals down. Thanks. If you think like that, you don't have the fundamentals down. Don't worry me. What the fuck? Y'all change topics. I feel okay. Is it just maybe it's just me, but I feel like I'm beating this. I'm going on about the same thing over and over and over again, and I'm talking about the same thing endlessly. I feel like that gets annoying, doesn't it? Beating a dead horse. I didn't want to finish the statement. I know what it was. I just didn't want to finish saying it. Yeah. You scared of horses? Why would I be scared of horses? What have I ever done to imply that I'm scared of horses? Wait, oh, hold on. The fuck? What have I ever done to imply that? Scared of horses, please. You said you wouldn't want to complete that phrase. Yeah! The phrase that understandable horse girl game just came out and it's intimidating with all those. Oh my god. Listen, you can keep your horse girls, okay? I've got my ship girls, it's fine. More importantly, I have a Tenshi. Realistically, that's all I need. Don't need more than a Tenshi. Realistically, Tenshi has you! True. You know what? That's fair. I'll give you that one. Yeah, that's fair. That's exceedingly fair. What were we talking about again? I think we were talking about being stuck on the same topic, because I completely forget what we were talking about. Because of course, that's how these things work. My brain barely manages to keep cohesion together, let alone anything else. Gonna be crossing that on from the checklist. What do you mean? Crossing what from the checklist? I am very confused and slightly concerned now. What? I am confuzzled. I just killed 20 enemies for a treasure map. Fuck yes. Very nice. Ooh. Sentences I have to wait for the appropriate moment to drop checklist. Oh my god. Wow. How long were you waiting for that one? You don't want to. No! That's amazing. Well, I'm committed exceptionally. Trying to put my brain to it. My brain is lefty. Oh no. Oh no. Activate that real quick. Hi.
Hi.
What? Hello. You. Hello. My brain's okay. I'm stuttering. My brain is stalled.
Alive at this point.
My brain is stuck in the loop of like I'm out of topics to talk about. Find one in this infinite YouTube loading bar.
Well, I'm currently doing the treasure maps.
Like A Realm Reborn?
Yeah,
Nice.
because you have to do it for Realm Reborn.
How's it going?
And I tried sending you a tell, and you weren't. You're not in the same fucking server.
I'm on the Aether! Yeah, there's no way I'd ever fill a party for Wicked Thunder on Crystal. That's a pipe dream. That's a pipe dream. I would be very shocked if that were even possible.
I was just in Southern Thailand.
Well,
Yeah.
that's unfortunate. Now you must go back and find the treasure marked on the treasure map.
So you can hold up the 3 treasure chests.
Yeah.
Well, not treasure chests, treasure maps.
Treasure maps, yeah. You know, I now understand why people, I now understand why people want react to content on YouTube and lulz. Guess we'll now be going to bed. Been fun. Good night. Also, you're gonna have to switch to always switch to mildly uncomfortable topics. Like, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Not on your life. There's this little thing called terms of service that I'm worried about violating.
Oh god, yeah, you would totally get nuked.
I would get obliterated. Katsu a Twin Tail would cease to exist on Twitch.
So Twitch has gone after people who are partners of those things and publicly announced it on Twitch.
Wow. Public shaming? That's oof. That's oof.
So if you show anywhere on your stream that you're a partner of said companies, poof, you're deleted off of Twitch.
Goodbye. Get yeeted. Yeah, fair.
The last one I landed literally on top of the fucking thing.
Sounds savage. Yeah, a fight I would like to get into. Savage. That's crazy. I feel so bad about those. Wah. Ba-da, ba-ba, ba-ba, ba-ba-ba. Dum, bum, ba-ba, ba-da, ba-ba. Take care, sir!
I have 31 Alexandrite.
Yeah, how many do you need?
75.
You're almost halfway there.
We're halfway there. I am on 2 hours of sleep, by the way.
I'm dragging your foxy ass back to bed. Not for anything weird, but for sleep. I will not hear protests. You're coming with me. Yoink. At the very least, she's now her head is now confined to my lap for the next 8 hours. She will be comfortable. This is a This is a personally Nintendo crafted experience for comfort.
Oh my god. I'm curious, can I invite you to party while you're in another data center?
No. Parties are restricted by data center.
Okay, darn. Yeah, I couldn't do it. It wouldn't.
There
let me.
are sadly no cross DC parties.
Now I have to go back to Southern Sunline again. I was literally just. Oh god, it's that one again. Warning, your fox is on low battery.
You know, my fox being on low battery means she's extra cuddly. You do get extra cuddly when you're at low battery. Oh, a goon dreadnought just died.
Oh my god.
Welp.
Yeah, sounds like I wept it.
Wait, what? Wait. What? Wait! What?
What's up?
I looked at who killed it! You'll never guess who killed it!
Scary.
No! Well, no, but yes! Goonswarm killed the Goonswarm friend! I'm very confused. I'm gonna need an explanation.
My brain is not computing anymore, apparently.
It is mine! I was about to say, heckin', I'm seeing some pings coming from goons that have me very interested. And then I saw the kill feed that's completely unrelated to the announcements I was looking at. And I'm just going, what the fuck?
You must be pretty talented.
Like, the head is on the kill board. It was a sanctioned kill.
What's that mean? Sanctioned kill.
So it wasn't Blues being a bunch of dumb chuckle fucks. Like, it was an improved kill on ourselves. This is not a diplomatic. I mean, it's obviously some kind of diplomatic incident, but the justified party is the one that killed the Dread. I'm very confused.
Oh.
I'll have to get the story later. Very fucking hilarious. I am very much in a what the fuck is happening kind of day. Alright, one last refresh for my sanity. Nope, party's up. I'll do 2 more crafts of this tomato sauce. And then I think I will raid out.
And now it's over to Central Shroud.
Shroud Tenshi and Snuggles! And she's she's so adorable when she yawns. I will not stop gushing over how cute you are. All right. Who are we gonna pass the torch to today?
I like that you can use dig from within the freaking mount.
Yeah. All right, one more craft to finish. One last macro. Well, everybody, this wasn't what I expected out today, but thanks for hanging out regardless. Next stream will be Monday. Very likely it is going to involve raiding again because I need to get this done. Regardless if I get help from the raid group or not, this has to be done. No ifs, ands, or buts. So yeah. Actually, I'm not even gonna DC travel back. I'm gonna see if I can like wait an hour and see if there are any parties up, just in case, I guess. But yeah, so thanks for hanging out. We're gonna go ahead and see who we want to raid today.
There is someone very boldly sitting in the middle of an area where they can get attacked.
Fucking nice.
And they're AFK.
Ooh, we're gonna raid Eagle. Eagle's playing some Minecraft. We're gonna raid Eagle.
No.
Apparently, Eagle is doing a collab and fighting a Wither.
Oh boy.
Fuck yeah. Should be good. So yeah, thanks for hanging out, everybody. No streams over the weekend. I do have late night shifts, so I won't be raiding with Top Shelf. You can go ahead and check out Sir Lowe's stream, as he will almost certainly be streaming. Yeah, but thank you for hanging out, everybody. We had some definitely chill conversation. There's some pretty cool stuff there. And we'll be back on Monday. Take care, everybody. Make sure to eat plenty of food. Or no, drink plenty of food, eat plenty of water. Get rest. Get up from your chairs, walk around for a little bit. And have a pleasant evening. Take care, everybody.